check. Deck 1, Deck 2 podcast. We're back in the cup. Episode 46.
What?
44. Episode 44. Now,
hey, every time, you know.
Today, we got like a very special guest in the building. And let me give him a proper introduction here. I would say he's the youngest veteran. The youngest veteran in the game. Like, I'm talking about he's put in mad years at a top level.
Yeah.
He's accomplished some things that enough man ain't reached yet. He's got dub plates.
I was gonna say that bit.
He's got dub plates to kill a rascal.
That's the bit that made me holler.
Yeah, he's got dub plates like madness. He's been on one of the most iconic radio stations that we've had in this country. And he was he explored being an artist and made some top tunes. He's friends with Vibes Cartel to rascal. Yeah, who am I talking about?
You can say that.
Yeah, he's friends with Vibes Cartel. I'm talking friend. Yeah. Addy and man like Quincy. You get me? Hey, welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Yes, my respect.
So it's only right that we had to draw for Quincy. As I say, youngest veteran. You get me? Youngest veteran in the business, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, he's been around. We're the same age. I just discovered that we're the same age.
We're all the same, like, the same age.
The thing is, I never thought that he was my age. Not because he looks old.
No.
But because
he's been here.
You've been here. Yeah. Man come in the game. Listen, I came into this business.
I look old, yeah?
Definitely not look old. I came into this business 2000. Yeah. As a young, you get me, 18-year-old. 2000, that's when I stepped in the game, you get me? And when I stepped in, I'm like, oh, I'm looking around, scanning who's doing what and whatnot. And Quincy was like certified in the game. Yeah. Certified in the game. He weren't doing the little man circuit. He was doing the big man circuit. So anyway, Quincy, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your start in this game. When did it start for you? Like, what year? How did you get into it?
On what side? Just music?
DJ? Yeah, like as a DJ. Alright.
Well, we've seen him as a kid artist.
Alright, just talk about everything.
With gigs as a kid.
Yeah, talk about everything. When, like, tell us your background story.
Well, yeah, man, just growing up here in London, of course, you know, like, I grew up in West London. I was born in West London, but then I moved to South London when I was 6. Okay. To Peckham when I was 6. And I lived up in Peckham until I was about 16.
Okay.
Yeah. And I left there and went back to West London, so my mum's from.
Okay.
Still. But growing up in my house, you know how it is, man, just with your mum and dad and music in it. You know what I mean? Just not just being black, but in most black households, your parents they listen to music in it. And music was always in the yard and thing. And my dad used to play sound as well. But funny enough, my mum used to have bare records as well. My mum had tune, boy. I was like, Rob, you know when you're young, you don't look at it like that, but
when you think about it now,
you think about that,
Rob, I'm a tune.
It's a big sound. You shouldn't know DJ or nothing, but you know what I mean? You know when you wake up, mum's tidying up the house and that, and she'd have a turntable in the front room, man. She'd just play her records, you get me? And more time, you're like, oh man, mum's playing music and it's annoying, but by a couple of years old, man, you just start know the tunes them off by heart.
You hit them and you know them. So, as Fat said, we recently big up those who are on your Instagram. Yeah. We see you posting some pictures of you as a youth in a like a group. So and going to New York, you know, as a kid that wearing the fly with the lean. Tell us a little bit about that group and how that formed.
Well, I used to go to a youth club after school, and in that youth club is in Peckham, but you know, like youth club them time it was different, man. Trust me, like I wish they had more youth clubs for the youths like that now, but them time they got table tennis, football, everything, you know what I mean? Music corner.
Like a proper community hub.
Yeah, proper community thing. And in Peckham there's bare people, so it used to be Ram. Youth club was a thing, you know what I mean? Wednesday and Friday. But then just going there, you know what I mean, just listening to music and just loving it. You know what I mean? One day I don't know, it was Southwark had some like thing where whichever youth club, you know, makes up the best song or something like that, gets to record a song in the studio. You know what I mean? But even at the time, man wasn't an artist. Man never said to themselves, "Oh, we're gonna be rappers or nothing." We just said, "You know what? Can't we just try
a thing?" Yeah.
Okay.
So we were the chosen ones, in it. Like at the time it was gigs, in it. Yeah, and my brother, my brother, he lives in Birmingham now. Yeah, at the time, because you know, like there's bare youths in the youth club, but all of them we just chose to do. It was like, you know what? Can't we just do it? Innit? So it basically, coming to short, we did made the song. We went to the competition. But even in the competition, they had bare people in the competition, like bare different youth clubs and all that. So yeah, man, we won. Cut long story short, we won in it. You know what I mean? But even at the time when we won, it was baffled. Like what? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we won that, and then it was just like it was just all local at the time. You know, it was just a local thing. You know what I mean? We just, you know what I mean? Like we didn't like look at it like it was a big thing. You get me?
How old was you at the time?
I was 10, I think, 9 or 10, 9 going into 10. Yeah. But then what happened after that? I think like I don't know, maybe it was a week. I can't remember how long ago. It wasn't that long afterwards. At the time, it was, do you know ITV?
Yeah.
ITV. It was LWT then.
Yeah, LWT. Yeah.
So LWT came. I don't know how they found man's house, but they knocked man's door. It was like, yo, we heard that you won the local competition, and you guys are making a record and stuff, and can we make a documentary about it and stuff?
Sick.
Yeah, it was mad, but yeah, obviously I was too young to even know what the ins and outs was. All I know is that my dad said, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? And then they basically done a documentary about us, and they funded a few things, and going to New York was one of them.
Yeah. Went to New York, and you, what was the rapper that you went to see? What was the rapper's name?
MC Light.
Yeah, MC Light. But you know, the man that met you at the airport, what was his name?
Oh, that was, he didn't meet us at the airport, but yeah, he was, chose to roll.
Yeah.
He was to roll
the chaperone kind of thing.
Yeah, but you know what's sick? Because you know man is 10, you know, when he's like, you're talking to this rapper, he's like, who's your favourite rapper? And he just name other people. You know? I say, because you're innocent 10-year-old rapper, but it's not you, bro.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like, I can't lie, I think my brother Gas was like, yeah, you. Like, heard about the rap. I think I still did as well. Like, when you watch him back down the beat, at the time.
Yeah. But you know what I could see from that, confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence, you just presence.
Yeah.
Like at 10, you had presence, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you look exactly the same.
Yeah, he does.
100%.
You know that when you look at it, you're like, that's Quincy. That's
100%.
Yeah, 100%. You get me?
Yeah, man. That was just, I've had that sitting there forever, man. And it's like I thought, you know what I mean? Don't really, sometimes I might show one picture or a glimpse of it. I still haven't put out the whole thing, you know what I mean? But the other day, I don't know when you got saw it, but yeah, at the time when people were seeing the majority of it, you know, when you're just sitting there thinking, when am I ever going to show this or share this? Because some people might remember and see it, you know what I mean? And at the time, I don't know, probably what I was going through, I just thought, you know what, let me just put this out there. And I kind of the feedback from it was good. And it wasn't just all about just trying to show me off. Sometimes when I do things, or in this time now, how the world is, it's like I said, the youth club thing, you know what I mean? The whole thing of like, can I say like, you know, trying to push yourself, and maybe you might not be into DJing, because whatever it is, the kind of steps and the angle like most of us have gone through, worse in our era, like to now, like not having no internet, just the real core of like, you see, that's how it was in them time there, and boy, it's just, you know what I mean, that's, if you really want to do something,
you can do it.
Yeah, and years of like, you know, trying to uphold that, you understand?
Because it shows that you've been in this game, entertainment, like, you know, like it's a process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
for real.
You know what I wanted to ask? So you see, obviously there was you gigs. Now, obviously you, big DJ, gigs, big artist. Now your brother, did he do anything else, or did he kind of just? That's where you know what I mean? Because it would have been crazy if all three of them
became something.
You know what I'm saying? So your brother become another DJ, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
What he became is one of Birmingham's, businessman.
Say no more.
No businessman.
Say no more. Cause you know sometimes you just have to just you know what I mean?
Trust me.
Because it looking at that, as I said, you see gigs has come up to be one of the. I reckon he's probably the most decorated rapper in the UK. And that's mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You easily one of the UK's top DJs. Like it's not a London thing.
Mm.
Like you get what I'm saying. It's
Nah.
you've certified yourself as you get what I'm saying.
Nah,
So
man, I
it's
appreciate
interesting.
Yeah,
And you get me. So 2 out of 3 ain't that.
Yeah, no.
You get what I'm saying.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That is sick.
So let's talk about the sound now.
The sound, yeah.
Quincy sound.
Yeah.
Quincy. When did the DJing take up and how did that start? Like what year and how?
I think maybe the first party my mat played at probably was probably about 93, 94, maybe first time I played.
Like 13, 14.
Yeah. That was more of like I said, ever since I was a youth, I definitely like music, you know what I mean? My dad just being in the van with my dad, seeing him, you know, like just being around big sound speakers and just the music, innit? Just in the background of Man Saturday Night, growing up in Peckham, you know what I mean? Whether it was at, you know, like going around Giggs' house, like this is music, innit? Going up around music, but the records and like, you know, just like records and having like, them times it was tape, like having the latest sound tape and just always having the latest songs on tape. Like I always like to just have music in it. So if I heard a new Stone Love tape or, you know, like a Bodyguard, you know, like a little Clash, you know them sound Clash tapes, I used to love them. And then, you know, your mum and dad, like I said, my dad, he'd be playing Rare Groove and, you know, just whatever they play, just music. I just like the fact of music, but then collecting music, I think when we had the group and I was in the group, they took us to Brixton Red Records and they bought us some records, you know what I mean? So I had like 4 records from there and then it was more of a thing after that. Every now and again I might just go and buy a record. I don't know why, I just went and just bought a record, innit? But these times there I wasn't saying to myself, I want to be a DJ, you know what I mean? But then something
you just started buying music.
Yeah, buying music, just having music and that. So that party, which I did play at for the first one, was a girl in my class. It was her cousin, you know what I mean? She just heard about us, me and my friends at the time, and said, oh, can you come and play at the party? But when I went to play at the party, actually, when I think about it, I wasn't really the DJ then, I was MCing. I used to MC to jungle. That's another thing I didn't say. But when after the group and that, when I moved back to West London, I always loved jungle, you know that in the era, jungle, like, you know.
Yeah, jungle was the thing.
Yeah, Skibbity and
Shabba. Come on.
You know what I mean? But a little bit before that was hardcore. I don't know if you remember hardcore, you know, there was jungle and you had something called hardcore. Acid house, hardcore. Hardcore was a thing in it. And going to my school, there's a lot of white boys in that. So all my friends were different. So I would like different music, but I just started MCing anyway. So yeah, that girls' party was the first one where man went as a group. You know what I mean? I might have had a few tunes in that, but, you know, I was more of an MC then still. But then it all started happening from then. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so that's 93, bro.
Yeah.
Man started secondary school, 93, bro.
Yeah.
So when man can just about, when my school finished at 3:30, I gotta be home at 4. Then man is in dance. I got half an hour to get home. He's in dance. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we don't dance. That party probably started at 6. Finished at 11.
When did the sound, Quincy sound?
Yeah.
That's the sound, yeah?
Yeah. That wasn't the sound name at the time as well. That came. Yeah,
when did Quincy sound come about?
That came about more, I think probably maybe 2003, 2004.
Okay. So just before that, you was a part of a what was the sound before?
Yeah, at the time at school, that was a sound with me and my guys, you know what I mean? The sound there.
Say the name, listen, we've heard some names.
My friend came up with this name. And all now, I don't really get it, but we just went with it at the time, you know what I mean? But I think that just shows me being me, because any thought I have is always kind of like the right thought. And I always thought the name was even then, but I thought, let me just go on with it. It was called Silent Whisper. Silent Whisper.
Yeah! Big up Silent Whisper.
Silent Whisper sound.
I can't hey, Silent Whisper.
You know, it's an oxymoron. Silent and whispering, but yet you play loud music.
I'm like, what? Oh no! And the guy, I can't like, big up Nigel still, my guy. He was like, you know, like, he was part of the thing in it. And because he was older, you know, more time, like, alright. Yeah, but he was there thinking, bro, I'm thinking, cuz the name's dead slightly, but I can't lie, it was Rhyming Bear Dance though. I can't lie, big up my sounds because when we came out, there was a couple of sounds on the thing. My blood by the first dance, our team was just running the place from. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
yeah.
But how long was that sound running from?
That sound ran to about 90. Say about 97.
Yeah.
97. About 97, yeah.
Okay, so between 97 and 2003 with Quincy Sound, what was you doing?
I was being DJ Quincy at that time.
Just on your ones.
Just doing your thing.
Yeah, because I knew, I came in the game quite, but I knew his name. You get what I'm saying? So just DJ Quincy, and that was over the west side.
Yeah, over the west side.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I was confused by you because you'd be like, man's West London, big up my West London, and then be like, yo, man's from Peckham, big up, and I'm saying, what?
Where is he from?
What is this?
It's crazy.
But like, you identify more places, born in West, grew up in Peckham, and back to West. Of course you'd identify more. But
it all makes sense.
to someone who don't know, I'm listening, I'm saying,
confused.
What is going on? Okay, so the West London thing now. So Quincy now, 97. But you're 15 years old.
Yeah.
How did you start to break into the circuit? Yeah.
What happened? Whilst I was doing the silent whisper thing, you know what I mean, locally in West London, it was like I was starting to get like a little name in the area, obviously. But then I was playing for a few people, like most of the girls and just the people in the area, like, oh, Quincy, it's my birthday. Can you come with the sound? Come and play in it. Yeah. So I was playing at some girl's party at the time. And there was one yardie guy, you know there's always a local yardie, you know what I mean? He's everywhere. So he was in the party and he came up to me. He's like, yeah, man, respect, because he knows my face and that, but he saw me playing. He's like, yeah, man, respect. Yeah, go on. And I said, alright, cool. And then I saw him somewhere again, probably the week after, and he was saying something like, oh, he's keeping events. And at the time, he was rolling with Village. I don't know DJ Village.
DJ Village, man. Rest in peace, DJ Village.
Yeah, he was rolling with him at the time, just as one of his brethren. But then, anyway, they said that they've got an event coming up called Zin Zimmer, and they want me to play in it. So I was like, oh yeah, man, alright, cool, no problem, innit, cast. By like the next day or two, the man come outside my school, blood, and he pulled up in his car. You know when you finish school, bro, and like after school, there's no one really who stands out. So everyone, like you might see your brethren's dad, and you know what I mean, he might be a Rasta man. Yeah. Or you might see your brethren's mum and she's kind of buff or something. You get me, but I come outside school, man, this man's parked up, the SABR man's parked up in his white, tinted out car, playing Zin Zimmer, you know, all you can hear is a PMV, man. So what's we use this? Man comes out the car and points to me out of everyone. So everyone's thinking, who's this man? He's like, come. So I've gone over, he's got the flyers in it for the dance, in it. The same one he went to book me for, in it. And colour flyers were about, but at the time it was more hardcore flyers. And yeah, you know them dance there, like drum and bass dances. But he's got a colour flyer these times, innit? So give me the flyer now, man. It's in Zim, and I see my name in it, boy. DJ Quincy, boy. I was like, yo, you know you're gassed. I was gassed to get it. So yeah, man, he came with that flyer, and that event was like in a club. That was in a club called Whispers in Ealing. You know what I mean?
Silent Whispers.
Yeah, I know. Imagine that Whispers. But obviously there was no silent Whispers. Yeah. And the thing about it, you know, it's kind of mad because by then I hadn't dropped the sound, you know, I have to add that to that. So I didn't drop the sound, but he just done that, innit? He just put my name on it, DJ Quincy. So I can't lie, a couple of men, I can't even have the conversation with them, but probably in their mind,
they felt away.
You get me?
Flyer?
No lie.
Colour flyer. big colour flyer. and I'm being on it.
Big name on there as well.
Yeah, so on that flyer, Village was on the flyer, of course, Village, and Robert Ranks was on it at the time, Robert Ranks, but he was Music Street at the time. Like, it was just a big thing, and there was a few other sounds in it, like from who was at the time. It was a big thing, and like, right.
I saw you posted it the other day, that flight.
I think I did, I did post it, because somebody posted it, someone put that up on YouTube, so, sorry, I added it. But when I went to that dance, I went with my sounder, I brought the man with me though. If you watch on YouTube, you see, I even made my DJ play. I saw mine when I went, I kind of made it clear to them, like, yo, I got to come with my team, you know, I can't just not get me, bring the man in, so I went with them. But after that, what was happening, from that one thing, that guy kept on keeping more, you know what I mean? And Village, they started to like endorse me more on all days, them events, so my name was getting out a bit more. But it was still kind of local to West London. You know what I mean? But with the sound, eventually, some of the guys were doing up to no good. You know what I mean? One went to jail, and two of the other guys were jungle DJs and garage DJs at the time.
Okay.
But one of them kind of just distanced himself a bit, and then the other one was going through some stuff. But cut long story short, when it came to like that level of going to the club and upholding it, I personally felt that they just wasn't driven as much as I was. You get me? And then I'm always a person I like to. Don't get me wrong, my guys are always fresh in that, but you know, like I have to make sure my swag's on point. You know what I mean? Like them thing they like.
You played the part.
Yeah, like you got to, you know what I mean, be on there. And the man, them, not saying nothing to do with their swag, but they just everything. You know, like man just wasn't on it.
You know when it comes to sounds, you break a man. We talk about it. I was in a sound. And I'm the only surviving member of that sound because everyone has a different passion level. Do you get what I'm saying? And most sounds start from friends. And you got the passion, but he's just your brethren. But when now it's the hard work time, man's like,
I get it.
You start flaky. You get
I was in a grind collective, and I'm like the only one that still does music to a level, innit? You know what I mean? And my brethren calls me and says, "Yo, brother, we need to do another tune." Like, you know what I'm saying? But we've done that kind of, you know what I mean? That happens all the time. There's always like a man or a couple man who are more driven than.
So that was a bit of a part of it still, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean, things started to move really quick. But then the real break, to a certain extent, out of that whole, you know, getting bookings for the clubs and stuff, was I think 99, if I'm right. The same guy, Pablo Village, they had the same event, but this time they wanted to bring it to Harsden, to Dreams, and a nightclub called Dreams in Harsden.
Yeah, man, big up Dreams.
Dreams, yeah.
They say the man them call that the dojo. That's the hard. It's the stomping ground. When if you do good in Dreams, you're good.
Yeah. So I went to Dreams. I think 99 or 98. One of them 2 years, 98 or 99. I went to Dreams there, and then obviously there was enough other sounds in the bill, and loads of them obviously from Northwest. Well, I got to meet a lot of the Northwest DJs anyway. But yeah, so I've gone there. But from going there, I played well, whatever. But then it just all started getting mad in that local area as well, Northwest. You know what I mean? So I was doing West, but then I started going over to Northwest, and Northwest is like. It's like a whole different world of its own. Like imagine I live in West London, like where I live is literally like 10-15 minutes from there. But when you go there, it's like a different world. So I've gone there and I've seen like raw, like the scene, the music scene was much more than definitely West London at the time. You know what I mean? It was like a playground, man, for music. And because I was so driven at that time, and you know what I mean, I never had no choice to really look back. I said, you know what? Let me just see what I can do. And I just ended up just there, man, dominating the place, but trust me.
Every week, Quincy.
And then just doing
DJ Quincy.
Yeah.
So you started throwing your own events and everything?
Yeah, I started throwing my own events. I kind of always did that if I added to it, really, like going back to school, after that girls' party, the reason why I probably remained as being Quincy, because that gave me the feeling of, alright, cool, these little party things, alright. And I started keeping a few house parties locally, and that's what really built my name, really. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then obviously meeting the Yardie guy, he took me more to the club level and like, alright, all day level, official level. Other than that was mostly me doing what I can do.
That's sick, man. So let me ask you then. So you're in school, you're year 11.
Yeah.
Things are going. You're on flyers. You're out every weekend. Getting money. Getting them chasing you. How did it affect your schoolwork? Just a random question. Did you stay driven at school, or did you think like, I don't need school?
I always tried my best at school, man. I always tried my best, because behind closed doors of that, even though the things would sound good, I was going through a few personal things as well, because at the time, like for out of whole of high school, my high school was in West London, but I used to travel from Brixton at the time, because when I moved from Peckham, I moved to Brixton, up the road. So I grew up in Brixton as well, still. My dad's house. So what I didn't want to leave my school in West London. It's a bit of a long story still, but cut long story short, I was living in Brixton from about year 7, year 8 high school. But I travelled every day from Brixton to go to school in West London every day. So I used to get up like 6 in the morning on the train, 7 o'clock, and just go to school. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to change my school. You know what I mean? So I never struggled with school, but when I say try my best, I was trying to a few things in that behind closed doors, like with family and just my head as a young youth going to school, you know what I mean, trying to do that as well. So like with the music and thing as well, it was just another thing, I guess. But you know what I mean, I always try my best, but it didn't really affect it to that. It didn't really affect it.
Okay, that's good. Because I know, man, that because I went to school when I was alright. Neutrino he went to the school up the road from me.
Yeah.
And so we were brethren. But when his thing bust, couldn't see me. He's
not on that.
Yeah, so I don't know how he did in school, but I know that things like that can take you off of that trajectory. You get what I'm saying? And it propels you into almost like hood fame. You get what I'm saying?
Fame, it does.
You're thinking, raw, I don't need this. Teacher saying something to you. You're like, miss, I'm on flyers, blood.
It's weird though, because even within school though, it got like that, but it was at the very end slightly. So it wasn't like, I didn't really have that much time in school to say, you know, I was that popular and I was running the team, but it did come towards the end part, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah, so
that's sick. Yeah. That's sick. All right, boom. So let's fast forward a bit now. You've now we hit the year 2003. You've been DJing effectively for 10 years. 2003.
It's true. Yeah.
Man's a youth.
It's true.
Man's a youth, but he's been DJing for 10 years out to people. Like man's been DJing youth club. In the house, you get me? A little christening before everyone gets there, you just do your thing. But you've been out effectively DJing for about 10 years. In 2003, then Quincy Sound emerged. Now, tell me about Quincy Sound, like because there's a part of me that's thinking, would I join a sound
named after
called another man's name? Like I wouldn't mind joining. I would be in a sound with you all day. But it'd have to be called.
Colossal Sound.
Colossal, or you know what I mean, or anything. It has to have a name that we can both identify for. You get what I'm saying? But Quincy Sound means I'm in his sound.
But every sound's owned by someone.
Of course. But like,
you know what I mean? You got like King Waggy T, you know.
Remember
Waggy T, Waggy T.
Waggy T.
King Waggy T is a sound name, innit? And I'm sure enough man would want to play that
Sound Trooper. There's a lot of them, but of course, but I wouldn't want to be in Sound Trooper. But I wouldn't mind being in Bass Odyssey.
I'll add to that maybe then, not trying to big up myself, there's maybe levels then, innit? I'm not saying I'm levels, but to a certain extent, like, but if I'm enjoying Quincy Sound today, I'm sure I'll do something for them. You know what I mean? And even at the time when I did create it, man, like even then, like I said to myself, would it work and that? But not bigging at myself, I thought, like you said, 10 years deep. Just whatever, you know what I mean?
It probably made the most sense.
But I always had thoughts of that as well. Like I said before, when I was going back to the Silent Whisper name, like you always think at the time, am I doing the right thing? But I thought it made sense. You know what I mean?
Who's officially in Quincy Sound?
All right. Well, when I did stop doing the Silent Whisper thing and as DJ Quincy, in my dubs, you know, I would always big up couple man. In my DJ Quincy dubs, you know what I mean? Like couple man. Whether we got to studio with me that day, whether was with me that day, or people who roll around with man. Because there used to be niggas, man them who was always be with me, who just, you know, like, you got a few friends, but there's always one or two man who call them 4 in the morning, bro, I gotta go last minute, go with me, innit? Like, man, who can't get me? So there was a guy called Bigger, because even Bigger, when I think about it, Bigger was still very much part of my team. He was in the first sound as well, Bigger. But he, out of everybody, he kind of just was about, or if he wasn't about, I would always kind of check for him and make sure, you know, like, yo, you good fam.
You like that connection.
So he was about, but the name Quincy Sound, I never thought I'd ever say that, but you know what I was missing? The sound element of just, I'm DJ Quincy, but it just didn't, sometimes it didn't feel as powerful enough. The whole, I miss having my little clique with me and doing my team, because I'm very much like that, even when things are great, like if I'm big or, you know, like successful things happen and that, I like to always kind of share it, man. I like to kind of share the feeling and like bring in others and that. That's just me, innit?
But if you look from the start, you was in a group.
And that's what you stand from.
Everything's collective. You come in as a sound. So to be on your own, you might have a.
So as Quincy Sound, I always had my sound because like, even when we had the first sound, we all joined in together. You know when you, if you see the set, I'm gonna talk about the set. But alright, I had my sound. So then doing DJ Quincy, I always made sure I had my set in that. You know what I mean? So Because some people say, alright, Quincy sound, we ain't got no sound. We ain't got no sound. And then man see the sound and be like, okay, so yeah, might have the sound. And then back to cutting the dubs and that as well. I just wanted to kind of put a bit more oomph in the dub, you get me? So I said, you know what, when I'm going to voice the dubs, I'm going to voice them as Quincy sound, DJ Quincy, you get me? You know what I mean? So yeah, at the time, Bigger was about, and then my brother Austin P. Yeah, he was never really a DJ or nothing like that. You know what I mean? As a youth.
That's your brother.
That's my brother. Yeah, my real brother. All my brothers are real brothers. But he's some might say he's my brother, but he's not my brother. That's my brother. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't really like me though. You know, as a youth on the music thing like that. But obviously, all my brothers love music, and I think it's something from my dad in it. So I don't know what year it was. It was one of them years, probably 2003, probably at the time. One of them years, I can't remember when he started to just want to play a tune at home and started making a couple of CDs and that. His little friends started keeping little things around. But he was never really much like me, like 100% on it. Because I saw that, and he's my brother. I think I noticed it more 2006, 2007 when I went to Iron Apple. That's what it was. You know what I mean? I said to myself, you know what, let me just draw him in with me in it. You know what I mean? Just to kind of more promote him as Austin. And and sometimes I would like that as well. Like some places I'll go, you know, make him come along. Whether if it's a Christian, and sometimes it's because it's different bookings for different things. Like if I get booked for the club, you know, more time I'm going to go in the club and just shut it down by myself. You know what I mean? You can come, but yeah.
Is he your older brother or your
younger brother?
Is he younger brother?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me talk about let's rewind a little bit. The dubs. How did the dub play start? Let me tell you let me just interject quickly. Yeah. When I first started in the sound business, because my dad is in a sound. My dad was a sound man. And I know sound man and sound things and dub play a ton. You know what I mean? So I come in and I cut dubs before I even played out. I had dubs before I even played out. Because I felt that's what I had to do.
Yeah, I remember you saying
I might do that.
So, but my links for dubs, because my dad's got artist friends and I got some family who are artists, and so I've been getting dubs from early. But I've got dubs from I got dubs from artists that I got Studio Henka. Yeah, if you know about dub. The man with Henka around, Sketelina and Quincy.
I know,
they're regular dubs, you know what I mean? But you now, you got some heavyweight dubs from way back. So how did you get into the dub plate game?
Some of them artists you said just now though, big artists.
Of course, but they
got to start with them.
They got their one here, you got to start. I said we start and stop. We start and stop. You get me?
Yeah. How did it come in? Like I said, as youths, man, in Peckham and that, we love the sound tape thing, man. Like I said, it's weird because even now, enough of the things about me as DJ Quincy and the sound thing, they all just reflect from just being youths, man. It's so mad. But then I never would have thought that I actually would have followed through with some of them. But like I said, the sound tape element, man. We just like listening to sound clashes as youths. But I never ever thought that I would actually get to do it and even have dubs. But so just listening to sound tapes and that. And I think the first dub I cut though was probably my brethren though. You know, like, it's your brethren, isn't it? Like, the same you actually in the sound, Silent Whisper, Nigel, my brethren, at the time, because he used to, I used to MC, but he used to MC as well, but he used to do the chatting thing, you know, because obviously I used to rap as well. You know what I mean? I tried the chatting thing a bit, but it wasn't really me. It wasn't really me at that time, you know what I mean? So yeah, he used to be the man he thinks he's budgie or something. Big up Nige, but yeah, so what it was, because obviously man can't afford the proper dubs and that, you get me? So man just voiced him, you get me? Voiced him on dub. And then what I did as well at the time, I used to remix tunes in my yard on turntables, bro. I used to remix it, like, you know, like, it's very rare you get an acapella on the record, but if you did, you know what I mean? I think it might have been Top Cat at the time, you know Top Cat?
Yeah. On something.
Yeah, on Fashion Records. I think it was Request the Style at the time, but he had an acapella on the record in it, so I used to just remix them, you know what I mean? But I used to just do that and put on tape. But after a while I thought, you know what, let me do a few remixes and cut it on a dub in it. You know what I mean? Because I cut it on a dub plate, on a 10-inch plate, and then I cut that with Nigel's tunes at the time. But then it was mostly, I have to admit, when I went to Northwest, when I first got that booking in Dreams, like going there, and playing around the sounds in Harsden. You know what I mean? Only one or two of them stood out to me, you know what I mean? And what made them stand out was their dubs, you understand?
Everyone always kind of says that the dubs is what
makes
makes them stand out.
Yeah, and it wasn't mostly more just, they got big dubs and they're killing everybody. It just,
the way they
just kind of just give them a little polish on the thing.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? You know, I'm always gonna cut dub if I can, you know what I mean? If I can. So, yeah, so, I think one of our first few dubs was probably, I don't know, you might know them, Governor Tiggy and Firefly and some of them artists there. They're from Northwest as well.
Okay, cool.
And then I met the rest of them, you know, like the Tubby T's, Gappy, Redman and all that. You know what I mean? It's funny because actually...
Dolomite.
Dolomite, that's it. You know what, nothing about it. Dolomite, he was one of the first, even before some of them Monday. And I always remember that because Dolomite, enough artists will always deal with me good, man. I don't know what it was with God and me and artists, but he always just makes sure more time that my relationship with artists is it's just like I know them forever, man. And they just deal with me good. You know what I mean? But he's only dealt with me proper at the time, man. And then talking about Tubby, I was about to say, it was mad because I went to college with Tubby T and I didn't even know that he was Tubby until I saw him in Harsden one time. You know what I mean? Because I started college, 98, like 7, you leave school. And you go check to college. I would see Tubby T in the college and I was just walking around. He wasn't singing or nothing. I just see this brother. And then one day I went to Harsden, maybe if it was a year later or a few months or whatever, and I saw him singing in one thing. I'm like, oh, I went to see your cousin, you know what I mean? He's like, right, imagine that, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's an artist doing his thing in Harsden and that, you know, and I'm going to college with him, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I linked with him. So that's where it all kind of started then, from there.
Okay, because you're one of the few men that can play a Tubby T right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Tubby T.
T.
Yeah, you're one of the few men that can play Tubby T.
Rest in peace, Tubby T.
You know, and the Oliver Gappy and Sun Cycle, and you got all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So about the yard dubs then. When did that start and how did that start?
The yard dubs. Who was it? Dub really is a Jamaican artist. I can't remember one of my first real yard dub. I think it was, I could say Elephant Man. I don't think it was Elephant Man. He was one of the first, but I went to Jamaica in 99. Actually, no, till like 2000 I went to Jamaica. That wasn't the first time I went, but I went, it was the first time me going as DJ Quincy. And at the time I went.
Before that it was Family Man, yeah? It was Family thing.
Whatever.
Holiday. Bit of veranda time. Bit of veranda time. Just chilling.
Chilling and, you know what I mean? Just with family. But yeah, I went there in 2000 more on a music thing. You know what I mean? I went there and I linked a few artists and I just started kind of taking it more serious then because I said to myself, alright, if I'm going to do this DJ and sound thing, I would like to actually go to Jamaica and I would like to have a relationship with the artist then more than just, you know, sending for them on dub.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it might be back to more of the radio thing as well, because radio is a very big part of my thing as well. I started radio 96, I think I started radio.
So what station was that?
That was DJ Village's radio station, Cruise FM at the time.
Okay.
Cruise FM. Yeah, Cruise FM.
I heard of that. Well, that was in West London, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in West London, yeah. That was his radio station.
I feel like I went on that as a Gram MC.
So a good link. Your link with Village was a good link.
Yeah, it was a good link.
Solid link.
It was a solid link, and the reason why I always got respect for that brother is because it was more on his term in this sense, you know, because I was the young youth coming up, and obviously, I look up to him and that. But he always kind of made sure that, yo, Quincy, come man.
The man
he must have saw something in mind and get me and kind of lose something. When I started radio, I didn't know if I would be even good for radio, but when I started radio, a few months in, I said to myself, yeah man, this is what I want to do. But I used to look up to him and a few other DJs and like, when I listened to radio, I said to myself, you know, when I'm going to do radio, I'm going to do it different to when I do it in the club. I'll go in the club, it'll be a different thing. But when I'm on radio, I actually want to try and do it and try and present on radio.
Show.
So this is what I was saying. So I kind of
the professionalism. Because some man, you know that, I'm on a juggle and shout down and one cup, give me a miss card, give me a miss card. And it's like, it's not the same. So if you want to do it professional, you can stand out. I love that.
He was one of them ones there where, I'm kind of, you know, took the radio serious, man. I took the radio serious. So that's when, Jamaica came into it. And at the time I was presenting dancehall, and that's what I'm saying. One thing with me and just all my genres, obviously, like I said, I love jungle, I love hip hop, I love everything, you know what I mean? But at the time, like going to Northwest and that, I kind of got stereotypes in the sense where like, oh, Quincy's known for dancehall. That's why everyone calls me the bash. Like, oh, you know, like when you got the DJs, like, oh, C6 or whatever, or Sir Corey, they want to dancehall. You get me? And it's like, I didn't mind it at first, you know what I mean? But after a while, it can kind of put you in a little box.
Get pigeonholed,
pigeonholed. But where I was not just lucky and probably the way I was driven, maybe, you know, like you're saying, the dubs and that, going to Jamaica, is because I kind of pushed myself, man. I kind of just said to myself, you know what, if I'm going to do this dance or thing, whatever, let me just try and do it to my best of my ability and try, you know, like, always try and be a little bit different. I always try and be different. That's what it was as well. So yeah, man. And then after a while, it just started just going, man. It started going from strength to strength, basically.
So, and then obviously you said you God give you a good relationship with the artists. So, was you one of the DJs that used to get the dubs just sent to them random, like that ever come? Because you got, to be honest, the amount of dubs that you got, me know you never paid for all of them. No way, bro. You got £100,000 dub plate collection.
It's true.
Yeah, I see.
No, but I will say,
I know.
He's got £500,000. He could have £500,000 worth of dub plates in dub plates.
And worth. You know the worth.
Yeah,
you know the worth.
Yeah, I will add to that though. Yeah. That's what some people try and come up with sometimes, like, oh, he gets his dubs for free. Like that. Nah,
you see, he hustled hard, work hard, pay for your dubs.
Yeah. I've been buying records and just trying to be a DJ, just trying to live your life as a normal you. Blood man, pay for their dub plates, fam. Trust me, I paid for my dubs. Like, I paid for all of my early dubs, all of them. And I still pay for dubs today. Today I still pay for dubs. But yeah, there was a time after a while where I did start getting some free dubs. But when I say free, they might be free for maybe some of the local artists that we're trying to bust, but the free dubs I'll get from big artists came after times where maybe I've spent money with them.
Relationship.
Them not say Quincy give me a good 10 grand. Give him a
you see there? And then sometimes it's just built on like natural, you know, friendship and you know what I mean, the way you just click with the artists, you know what I mean? And lucky enough I got to click with a very few good artists, man.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk before we even get to the world boss. What artists have you got like in your catalogue that you've become friends with? Before we get to world boss, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Well, obviously you know, like I said, the local artists. You know, the local, like obviously at the time, definitely Tubby T was a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? He was good connection with him. I'm shooting through the UK ones. Gappy Ranks. You know
you got Gappy for days, right?
Yeah, definitely Gappy, man. Because Gappy's like just like a friend, man. More than just music. You know, it was like a kind of relationship I had with probably you know, like gigs and that probably because Gappy came in my Northwest days, but it's so mad because I met Gappy when he was like, it's weird actually because Gappy was an artist when he was young. Definitely was, you know what I mean? But he wasn't maybe like me where he got to get a deal then maybe when he was younger. Gappy got his deal in his later age when he started doing his thing, innit? But as a youth, Gappy was doing his thing. But when I met Gappy, it was at a time when then, he started taking his thing more serious and trying to get up in it. And I mean, being a bit popular at the time, man, he endorsed me in my team. So Gappy was a big part of it. Elephant Man, Elephant Man.
There's a lot of, that must be mad techie though, the Elephant Man situation, obviously with the whole village situation. Like that must be techie. Like was have you got a relationship with him now or was it an early dating?
I haven't seen Elephant Man for time, but last time we spoke, it was cool, man. It was cool.
Okay.
But he's strange anyway, even if that village thing happened, he's just a strange brother. When he's hype, you know, like just most Jamaican artists, like, you know. But when I say Elephant Man, you know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to him, I've got bare respect for him still, but he's not as close with me as like some of the other artists, you know what I mean? Like, he's cool in that cool, you know what I mean? He gave me a good strength with dubs, I guess, when it was at the time, but, you know, but other than Elephant Man, like Wayne Wonder, you know, Wayne Wonder are cool. You know, like he's someone I talk to on the phone all the time. You know what I mean? Sean Paul's another one as well. Me and Sean Paul, cool.
That's really not some.
Hey,
some superstar name, you know.
Quincy's big in the game, bro.
Man, really not some superstar
Let's not
name.
even go around again. He's big in the game.
Guys, you know what I mean? Enough of them.
But the gigs.
Gigs
everyone.
Because you're one of the only men I see, that get gigs in the studio and get him to just, you know, like
He got gigs on the yard style.
And it's anything done, you know what I mean? Like, not like, you know, like
with that, honestly, like,
bro.
big part of me, and it's not even sometimes I hate saying the name Gigs because it's just like, Gigs, and that, because people know him as Gigs the rapper and that, but that's literally my brother, like, that's like my guy, that's like my best friend from, you know what I mean, 7, that's like my friend where
Before
where you don't know nothing about life, so we learn everything together, and half of my team, I don't owe it to him at all, but just like him, he knows in his heart, half of his thing is definitely me. We influence each other in a big way. But when it comes to the dub thing, yes me, but blood, anytime you hear me play a gigs dub, just know it's him. Trust me. And when you see me clarting dubs, it's him, bro. Trust me. He's a man, you love his dub.
I can tell.
No, you can tell. No, you can tell.
I can tell. I swear there was a story one time, and he was like, Quincy, come and kill some sound boys. And he was doing a story and he was drawing tune. I remember. Yeah. Alright, so now let's go to the world boss. So you got a good friendship with the world boss.
Yeah, Carter. Yeah.
How did that happen?
I think at the time, what year did Cartel come in? Cartel came to England probably, I think, 2002 maybe, 2003, when he came with Bounty Killer. Remember when he came with Bounty Killer? And at that time, the Vibes Cartel, he wasn't big at the time. No. He had a one tune, Girl Clown tune, innit? Girl Clown. His tune with Bounty Killer. At the time.
Tune,
So, No Word of a Lie, before he came here, I knew of that song, because obviously being a rap dancer DJ, you know, so I had that one tune. But then, I heard a mix CD from, it wasn't even Black China in them time.
No, hold on, I think I know what you're talking about. Was it a mix CD? Was it Scratchy B?
No, it wasn't them time. See,
that was later.
Yeah, it was later. It wasn't even them time there. It wasn't even Black Chinese. It was either what's the sound? Cinemax.
Okay.
Cinemax and Nitro. Yeah. There's a sound called Super Nitro in Jamaica. Yeah. Alright. I
didn't know this sound.
Super Nitro here. Big up Nitro in it, whatever. But there's a sound I know. Yeah. There's a sound called Super Nitro in Jamaica. Yeah. Or Nitro, whatever they call it. Super Nitro, I'm sure. Alright, because in Jamaica you got loads of sounds.
Yeah.
Some of these sounds,
they got some.
They might not be a bigger song.
There might be a silent whisper in Jamaica.
You got some sound that might be the baddest mix CD sound, or the baddest sound on CD players, or the baddest
on vinyl, or the baddest
remix sound. They were just bad. But anyway, got some songs. I heard the CD, but and like I said, Cartel had the one song, Gal Clan. But when I heard this CD, they're playing some dubs, some Cartel, and this time Cartel was just doing dubs on some hip hop rhythms and some different rhythms, but for me, I've always got ear for music. So I said, you know what, this brother is just sick, innit? He's sick. Anyway, 2-2, the man come to England, innit, with Killer, and they had the show. I was in Unique FM at the time as well, and I think they came over to the studio. Bounty Killer came over. I think Carter was there. I seen that. I was like, yo, this brother's mad. And then time there, I'll be cutting dubs, but it's not a Bounty Killer thing and Beanie Man thing and Quincy's box them time. Them I ain't got money. For the big artists,
that's big money there.
I got the links in that. I probably could, but if I spent that money on that, I couldn't
get that.
I couldn't get the television. I couldn't buy a new chain. So I said, you know what, I can't afford that. Anyway, so Carter was he was still here in England a few days after that, and I thought, you know what, let me just take my chance and try and link this brother. So I got a number for him, and I called him, and he was staying in Brixton at the time. He was in Summer Leighton, and I know Carl over there. I know Brixton at the back of my mind. He's like, yeah, man, I'm in Summer Leighton, man, come link me with the studio. I said, no problem. Fam, them time I was driving an XR2. You know the XR2i, the Fiesta, the old expensive. I went in my XR2i and go pick up the man. But I can't like, even them times there, like for me, like cars, my car this me, but I'm not one to always have the latest car, but my car always be okay. So that car at that time was old, but it was still alright. So I pick him up anyway, but yeah, he came in the car. We went to Acre Lane to Top Secret Studio. And
was it upstairs from Supertone?
Yeah, Supertone. Upstairs with Mark. So I went there, and I said to me, I want some tuning and that. But because I only knew Gal Clown, I wanted that. But he had one or two other tunes from the mix CD that I knew anyway. But cutting story short, he only took £100 from me, you know what I mean? I gave him £100. And he gave me about 4 dubs for £100, fam. And I can't lie, the dubs were hard and all that. You know what I mean? That time the cartel was obviously dark skin, black. But he was wearing baggy jeans, baggy jeans, you know that man yard swag. And I just looked at him, I swear, I remember I looked at him, I said, big man, I can't lie. I said, fam, I love dancehall, I rate Bonty, Beanie and that, but I swear I said, but see your thing, brother, your thing is just different levels, man. I said, it's different. I said, bruv, for me personally, I think it's going to be the wickedest thing one day. He just looked at me and he laughed, he just laughed. He said, I was laughing, he just went. But then, no word of a lie, I think it was probably the next year or 2 years after, or even say the next year. Like, all I kept hearing from Jamaica was cartel, the Wayne Marshall thing, the cartel thing was mad.
And you know what's sick though, yeah? When, imagine he's got one song with Bounty Killer. He's come over to England. Everyone and his mummas on Bounty's nuts. But you seeked him out. He appreciate that shit.
And even still, after I had this still, I phoned bare sounds when I went to go link him, fam. I phoned bare because in one time they a few of us will look up at each other like, yo, studio. I phoned bare, man. You know what everyone said? Nah, man. He's got one tune, man. He just got one tune. And I said, you sure? I said, alright, cool, no problem. And then man, like I said, he bust.
They're kicking themselves now, you know.
That ain't the video that you got on your page where he's sitting.
No.
I said, bro, that's mad as well.
No, I was gonna get to that. Basically, so a few years later, I heard the tunes of Wayne Marshall. Everything was cartel, but I can't remember at the time because you know at that time it wasn't an iPhone thing. That time there. I don't know what phone I had.
No, the pixels are not an iPhone. That's like a Nokia or something.
It's probably a Nokia, man. So I said to him, I didn't know if I took his number, sorry. So I don't know if I took his number when I met him. So boom, he's gone. But then I think it was 2005 or something, innit? 2006. He came to England and had a show with Assassin and Cobra. At the time, I was like, rotting, he's here.
It's a big show.
Cool. He was over here. And then I don't know what happened, where he was, but I got through to somebody and they gave me a number and a link of where he was. They're like, oh, he stayed in this hotel, boom, boom. And I don't think they gave me a number for him, but you know what I did? I phoned the hotel. I said to the boy, I Googled his name and said, there's a VJ Farmer there. He said, 1 minute, I'll put you through. And then they put me through.
Sick.
That is sick.
Yeah, they put me through. They haven't put me through, or tell a lie, I can't remember if they put me through or not, but I just remember going there. But when I got there, I said to them, I gave the name of the reception and they put me through and they answered the phone. And I'm like, yo, this is Quincy, man. I didn't even get to even explain, like, if you remember me or nothing like that. He's like, which Quincy this? I said, boy, DJ Quincy's like, alright, come upstairs then, come. Because he's funny, like, when he talks here, he's like, he's always kind of acting mad or something, you get me? So I've gone upstairs to the hotel room now. And then the door now, 2 big security guards open the door, you know. You had security in the room, 2 security guards the door. He's up to me, he's like, come in. So I come and say, yo, what go on, man, yo, you get me? Like, this time he look different though. This time the man's wearing fitted clothes, you know? Cartel.
So I'm turn up now,
Oh God, fam, you get me? Like, yo, he could have said, yeah, man. I didn't go to the hotel, he remembered me, because he remembered me, he must have been it. I'm like, so what you want, Quincy? So what you do with it? I said, boy, you got the show later, and things, yeah, man, I said, blood. Can't lie, you know I need some dubs, man. You know, because it's mad, because obviously, you know, dubs my thing in it, but I didn't really want to, like, go and like, raw. Sometimes that's another thing with artists, is like, they know what you want. And you learn over the years how to kind of conduct yourself with dubs.
Of course.
How to kind of.
You could come across licky.
And
then they don't do it.
You know, some dub your blood cow. Anyway, cool. So, he knows obviously I want dubs. But eventually, it's the thing with a big man, alright, you got the show, whatever. Big man said, yeah, man, I need some dubs, man. Cause you know the thing's very mad. We have to talk about how much tune you got right now. I didn't even get a chance to even say the next 2 words. It's like, you want a dub? No problem. You know what the man done? The man drawed for a laptop done. Out of his bag. Put it on the bed, plugged in the headphone and plugged in the mic, fam. And the man started voicing me. Beer dubs.
Sick.
Fam, I was baffled at the fact that, I'm not saying he's dancing or nothing, but most, maybe it might be a new thing at the time, but no artists
did not do that, innit? Or didn't have
do that, or I didn't expect him to be that artist who knows how to work all of that. He might be a laptop with the tunes in it, and man put the mic in and I started voicing cuz. And I had about 250 of me or 3 bills or something like me, so I didn't even say to him like what song I wanted or not, you know what I mean? Like I probably knew I wanted certain songs, but at that time, the man had bare tunes at the time. I can't remember what rhythms it was, but you know at that time where he had tuned every rhythm and everything's mad. So I thought I was gonna give me 1 or 2 tunes, but the man just kept running back the rhythm, fam. He done me about 4 dubs on each rhythm, and it was about 6 rhythms, fam. So, blood, he must have done at least 20 dubs. No word of a lie. God shut me down now. He done about 20 dubs, man. He just kept on running back the rhythm, And like, I don't know if it was before he did it or in between. Like, this time was different. I told a couple man I'm going there, innit? And I said to him, big man, I've got about 5 sounds on the phone, you know, on a voice. You know what the man said? Quincy, man, advice for nobody. He said for you. Some man said, I don't want no money from no sound. I'm just waiting for you. You understand? And I remember I tried to take out the money and give it to him. Say, yo, put your money in your pocket, man. We're good. The man take no money from me, blood.
You know why?
That is mad.
Because he remembered you and he rated you.
And you built the relationship. Remember, and he done it from early.
Bro, when he was sitting in your XR2, I drop like this, I drive from somebody
and
down.
This kind of tool.
Yeah. When he was doing that, he knew this brother believes in me.
Yeah, he rates me.
This brother rates me. Because he got, listen, there's an artist from Portmore called Alfonso Hittis, rest in peace to him. I was out in Jamaica and I went to a show, and I gone to this show. In fact, I'll tell you this, when I got to the show, I'm looking at the show and these 2 artists like stood out to me. He was one of them and Itana was one of them.
Itana,
And I've gone up to them. She had a 1 song, Wrong Address. I think she had Roots as well, but Wrong Address was busting the place. And I've gone backstage, I've gone there and I'm saying, listen, I spoke to them all individually, but I said, listen, I think you're fucking amazing, innit? I come from London, blah, blah, blah. I want to get you in the studio, whatever. She cut me 2 good dubs, like clean, crystal clear. Yeah, crystal clear.
She's bad.
For just for me, appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? And I tell you how I know the love was real, blood. Them time there, I was on our top friends in MySpace. No, but it's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
That's like the bossing part.
I was in the top 8 or whatever. And we had a good relationship. We used to talk or whatever, and like I used to just constantly like reassure that I believe in your thing. And the same with this brother Alfonso, like proper. Like I took him to the studio, and he started cutting dubs for me, like just mad. Like I just thought he was gonna be the next to blow. You know what I'm saying? Cut dubs. I remember like I went back to Yard a couple years later. I bought him a pair of Clarks. The man, he told me to link him. He live in Cumberland. Gone around to check him. Got the Clarks in a bag and some money for some dubs that he'd been sending over. You get me? Anyway, blood, I'm sitting in my car, blood, and I'm waiting for this brother, and I see bare goons walking over to me. I'm saying, what a blood clot. So I start my engine in it because I'm getting ready to bounce in it. The man said, no, DJ, you're good man. Hey, listen, anything where you want, you know, we have you, can you respect the boss? And they just treated me because I look after him. They treated me like royalty, blood. You get me? And but he got killed. But then there was an interview that he was on TVJ, and he's chatting to one woman, and she's like, oh, so have you got any connections over in England? He's like, yeah man, you know, we have a connection in England, man, DJ C6. And he talked to one man in America near. I say, raw. I thought he was gonna blow, but
Alfonso's raised
You know I'm Alfonso Wittis, and I'm from MAD CAP, that's Madcap, and Portmore Support Show. We're in the building. Hey, the streamers, we're on Jamaica Live TV, but you don't know the whole Jamaica. Big up.
Now to talk about which producers, you know, that you're working with now besides that one who produced that song.
Okay, well, Alfonso, who you work with otherwise from overseas?
Oh, from overseas now, you know, say, we work with some other people like C6, Logics, and another hombre, I don't remember his name like that.
But it's Alfonso, you know.
Yeah, but they killing, man. But I got about 30 dubs from him.
Good.
Yeah.
You can't play one of them, no.
No, like, they don't mean that because no one know them. He got a tune, he said, give me the air. Like, he's got a tune, he said, he's driving through, I said, Brixton, yeah? Because, them time there, man, living in Brixton Hill. From Brixton Hill, you end up in a Streatham. You know what I mean?
Okay,
you end up in
so
the man say, yo, someone driving up the car in Brixton, and then we end up in a Streatham, and then Peckham. I said, bro, not Peckham, listen, Croydon. He said, no, but I was like, it doesn't work geographically. But yeah, alright, cool. So that's your relationship with Cartel. Alright, so another big chapter, Choice FM.
Yeah, Choice.
What year did you go on Choice?
Now Capital Extra for those.
Yeah. Capital Extra now. Capital Extra's got is what Capital Extra bought out Choice.
It's nothing like it,
but it's nothing like it. Choice FM was the real deal.
Mad thing.
Yeah.
Choice FM was a pirate station.
Yeah.
That turned into a legal station. Choice FM originally used to be in Brixton. Yeah, Akelene. And it's proper. It was a proper thing, and it went over to Borough, and then they went on to two. Yeah. So they could two frequencies, so that they could. It was a proper thing, you know. Some of the big Jenny Francis, shout out Jenny Francis,
Daddy
the lady of soul, Daddy Ernie. You get me? All bad boys like George K. Yeah. If you know about daytime, George K, Jigs. Big up Jeff Schumann and Martin J. You get me? And then they drove. Commander B. They had some
the night flight.
Where the big remember the Asher D and
Francis, you know.
Come on. CK. And then they drove for the big boy. You get me? They had to say, you know what? They just said, we got all of this, but we're not quite complete. We can't really find C6, so let's draw for the next best. You get me? You know what I mean? But yeah. So how did the Choice link come now? Because that was a big move.
Yeah, well, the Choice thing. After starting radio, like I said, 96. I got on Choice 2008, so obviously already I've done BA years in radio, man. And that more came probably because of firstly I put it to God, obviously, but you know what I mean, we always have hopes in that, but it's like that was a thought of mine maybe in my days of starting pirate radio. And like I said, like after a few months of starting pirate radio in 96, I always said to myself that, you know what, I'm gonna actually try and take this radio thing serious, try to be a presenter, and hopefully maybe one day I'll get onto something like Choice FM. You know what I mean? Because Choice FM for black music and obviously black radio, like you said before, it was a big thing, but it was such a household thing in a sense where sometimes I hate to say black and white, you know what I mean? But for black music then, and things what stem off for black people, because obviously Choice FM responds for a whole heap of white things as well, just to make that clear, you understand? Asian, whatever it is, Choice FM endorse everything, but for black people. So then my mind is like, wow, maybe one day I'll get on Choice. But anyway, I think I went to, I was in Napa 2007, the first time I went to Napa, you know what I mean? But when I went to Napa in 2007, it was just by chance, somebody booked me for one event. But sorry to elaborate on Napa, but Napa was definitely a very big thing for me. You know what I mean? It's a big part of my thing. So Choice FM kind of was something that came off of that. So 2007, I don't know if I saw Steps out there, Master Steps out there when I came back.
Yeah, he was a big Choice DJ.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was it Napa was over here? I don't know, because I'm trying to put a finger on it when I actually met Steps. I think I met Master Steps in something called what's the fucking thing called? Summer. One, it was an event they used to have anyway in Northwest where we go to Pointings or somewhere, Great Yarmouth. You know what I'm saying? Or something called
like a weekend.
I saw Steps there, but I think that's when I first met Steps. I've met him there. You know what I mean? But over the years with Steps, he would see me about and always big me up, and he'd always be like, yeah man, respect Quincy, cool. And then I think Steps was listening to me on the radio in 2007, I think. He had heard me on the radio and he phoned me, he's like, yeah man, this show sounds really good, Quincy, man, it sounds good. You know what I mean? Never thought about going on Choice. I said, blood, I would love to go on Choice, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, I think you're good for it. And I said, big man, I'm like this. I'll ask someone something once, and you know what I mean, and just for the hope, innit? Because I'll learn that if you don't ask, you'll never get it. So I said, big man, boy, you know, if there's any looking, let me know. And I said, yeah, man, I will. Then I never heard from him, innit? I never heard from him. But then I think 2007, maybe later that year, the same year or something like that, I might have, did I see him again? Or I can't remember. Actually, no, I didn't see him again. But 2008 now, I think I was in Napa. And then when I came back from Napa, I was on the radio. And Steps called me again. He called me, he's like, yeah, Quincy, man, good show and that, yeah, but Choice looking for DJs now. He's like, yeah, they're, you know, between me and you, they're looking to get a few more new DJs on, innit? So I'm going to tell the guy. You know what I mean? I said, alright, cool, no problem, innit? Cool. And then, I didn't hear from him. Didn't hear from Steps. Didn't hear from him. And I think I with my ex at the time, I went out for dinner with her and I saw Steps in the restaurant. He was in Cottons. I remember.
Oh yeah. Cottons,
yeah. And at the time there was very few Caribbean restaurants in like on that level. So it was there. I said, no, Steps, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, I didn't really want to say nothing about it. You know what I mean? Before we went to, I kind of said to him, yo, big man, oh, the team's like, yeah, man, no way, because I'm going to call you, whatever. But then the station he called me on originally was Juice FM. I mean, that was like
another West
London pirate station.
What's the man's name again? What's his name?
Patrick J. So that was like one of a few pirate stations I've been to. I've been on bare pirate stations in it. So yeah, I was on there at the time. But when I got the call for Choice, to go and to get when the ball started rolling, I was on Beat FM at the time. I was on Beat, so the original Beat FM, not the new one, the original one. So Spencer called me and I was like, oh yeah, Steve, I'm ready for you, come down. No disrespect to that Beat FM. Yeah. We went down to Choice and I've gone there. So when I've gone there now, you're there thinking, yeah man, I might just go in there and be like 2 words and yeah man, and just start, whatever. So I had to go, but at the time, it was, Kirk Anthony was there at the time. And he was the last black kind of figure in the building. So when I went in, it's a big, obviously it's Leicester Square these times, and they've got all the other stations in there. So I went to this Choice spot. So he's just there, he's like, oh nice to meet you and thing, and yeah man, you know, Steps is our boy, you know, we love Steps and that, and if Steps recommends someone to us in, you know what I mean, more time, it's obviously someone who's good at the job. But at the same time, we're not gonna, it doesn't work that, we're gonna just keep it a team. You've got to do a demo. So I want you to do a demo for me, and then we'll take it from there. Blood, I remember doing the demo in my garage. I did the demo in my garage, on my my little setup, in my garage. You know what I mean? And when I went to do it, I was thinking to myself, how am I going to record a demo for Choice FM? And I just imagined it in my head of how I used to just, I took it in like how they play, you know, like how they play and how I play. You know what I mean? I know it's a Choice more time. They talk, but they don't talk. So they'll talk when we play like 2 songs, 3 songs, and they start talking again. So that's exactly how I did it. You know what I mean? I kind of did it in their way, and then my way. Like I think I might just play the jingle, play 2 or 3 songs, and then I started speaking. You get me? You know what I mean? But I made sure I put the jingle in the right place. I can't remember what songs I used, but I knew there was some sort of kind of semi-commercial songs. Maybe put a 1 bait commercial dancer song in it, but it was just basically, it was quick. I kept it like just 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I think that's what he said he wanted. He didn't want no whole heap of mix, you know what I mean? And I made sure when I spoke in the way I thought I had to speak. So anyway, I gave him the demo, cut long story short. Gave him the demo. Didn't hear nothing from him for like a week or 2, I don't think. By then time, like I said, I was on Beat. I went on Beat FM. And behind closed doors, at that point in my career, before that even came, that opportunity, coming back from Napa in that 2007, 2008, I had seen something different in Napa, man. And then coming back to the end, coming back to Northwest, back to the radio team, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not feeling radio no more. I was tired, bro. I was tired. I was like, you know what? I've been doing pirate for time. It's like, I just felt in a box in a sense where I'm known as that bashment guy, dancehall. I'm in somewhat of the Yardie world, you know, I'm very big in the Jamaican community dancehall thing. But then going Napa and that, you know, seeing the mix grime, jungle,
whatever,
you know what I mean?
house,
White people,
house,
Asian, people from all over the UK. I was just in the thinking to myself, you know what? Nah, man, it's got to be something else to my team, man. You know what I mean? Like it's been a long road there. So in my heart, I was like, boy, I don't know if I was gonna take a break, but all I know is that I just didn't want to do pirate no more, just radio in general. So I'm doing my show now. So imagine I'm doing my show, I'm on air, and then my phone rings, and then I saw, I don't know whose number it was. I was like, okay, who's this? I said, yo. And the guy was like, yo, Quincy, this is Kirk Anthony from Choice FM. I listened to the demo. I was thinking, okay. He's like, I love it. I love the demo, man. It sounds good. I want to give you a show on Choice. He said, you're on radio now, right? He said, make that your last show because we're going to welcome you to the show. So I was like, yeah. So boy, I was gas squad, dog. The feeling, man. I remember that feeling.
That's on radio.
I said, make that your last show,
yeah. So I said bye to the guy that owned the station at the time, and he bigged me up, man. I remember Vivo, rest in peace to him as well, he on beat, and he bigged me up. I said, yo, man, go on.
No, man, if any radio station you're on that's a pirate station, you get that call there and you tell them, listen, this is my last show, they will definitely.
Well, I would hope so.
Well,
they get some big man in the game who
if they don't
always so, you know what I mean, push the use.
But if they don't, they got that bad mind.
We see them. You know what I mean? But even when I did go though, when they said they start, I didn't just start actually the training. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you can't say some words. You can't do certain things.
Yeah. So Choice had 2 studios, innit, back to back, and then I would have to train for like a week or 2 in that other way, just getting used to the studio equipment and that. Yeah, man. But the feeling, man, that feeling of getting that show and actually going to do that show every week, I can't lie, the feeling is unexplainable, man. It's a feeling where I hope I get a feeling like that again, but that feeling is just that feeling, man, like no matter how I was on Choice for 5 years, no matter how much times I would go there, that feeling, you just always feel excited about it and just like grateful for me. I always say to people, like, other than saying, oh, I'm on Choice and on the flies, and you know what I mean, sometimes you do feel good, you do feel big, whatever and stuff like that, but other than that, and just with nothing to me, I'm just grateful, blood. I was just so grateful.
I was mad proud of you.
Blood. I was so grateful to be given that opportunity, bro.
I have to big up Quincy because he brought me on.
Yeah, of course, man.
You get me? Man got that's in my.
That's coming at least 3 times.
That's in my CV. You get me?
At least 3 times. I'm sure.
Yeah, a couple of times still.
Yeah.
You get me? And I never got to go on them kind of stations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
after the line next, I'm sure you came in there with.
I come with Cosmic, I think. Brian still come, man.
Yeah, Brian. That made a thing where I wanted guests to come up there. Yeah, man. And definitely them, man. Because us, man, I met Fats and I in Apple. Yeah. So yeah.
I was mad proud. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why I met you. You might not even remember. I met you in Tudor Rose. Tudor Rose might have been 2006, 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
I got booked to play in Tudor Rose.
Yeah.
Now, them time there, I'm coming from south. Tudor Rose is as far west as you can go.
It's the end of West South.
Yeah, it's the west.
Middlesex.
It's the western part of West. You get me? So I've come in there now, and it was Outpost Rave.
Okay, was it Naughty Boys?
Something like that.
It must have been this thing,
Outpost Rave, and I've come there and get me. Them man, they believe in man. They get me to bring me over to West.
Yeah.
Did my thing. I think I played like one of the first sets.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not a West. You know what I mean? It's like,
alright,
well, I'm bringing you in, but
that's how it goes. I remember spoke about. You see what we're talking about today.
Yeah. No, we gotta get you back. We gotta get you back for another one. There's too much of this.
One day I'm gonna do. Hopefully, I'm hoping to start a podcast one day myself. But one day I'm actually gonna sit down. Some of the topics and subjects I'm gonna talk about in this whole DJ music thing. It's just definitely different levels.
We gotta get you back.
Talking about the warming up.
Yeah, but that things are important.
Things like no internet and trying to create a name and all these things. It's a lot of things.
Anyway, let me get back to this. So anyway, so man's done my set now. Nice up the place. I warm it up. Nice, you get me? Outpost happy. That's the main thing. The gal them are happy. Everyone happy. You get me? Anyway, this Quincy brothers come on. I've heard about him. Don't get me wrong. I said I've heard you from I started in 2000. I heard about you. You get me? So I'm excited to see him. You get me? The brothers come on. And he's playing the set from He's on the stage. Yeah? He's on the stage.
Yeah.
And he's
playing the songs.
And he's playing the songs from
behind it.
backwards.
Yeah.
But he's mixing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not just one stop start. I'm saying this brother's bad. This brother's got mapped around energy. You get me? Because the one man micing, working the thing, like them time they were CD juggling, so it's a little slower than nowadays, but proper. And I'm saying, bro, this you's proper. Yeah. Like I've always rated you. You get me? Like I've always rated you.
Yeah, I felt that as well, man. See, trust me, I always thought,
rated you.
You see, like in this thing, you know, like there's you know, just in this thing, just growing up as a youth, for me, I can feel someone's energy straight away. But I go back, it's just mad. I can just tell someone's energy. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. A lot of people sometimes will talk shit in that.
No, but I'm a sound boy.
Shit, but I can feel when someone. But you know, just your music and stuff, but the way you deal with me, blood. You know what I mean? I know the respect.
I rate you, man.
I feel it from time.
I rate you, man. Because me, I love this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
I love this game. Like, I love this. I love it.
Yeah.
So when I see someone that loves it as well, it's like I have to rate you. I can't not rate you. I can't not rate you.
Trust me.
You love what I love.
Yeah.
And we can share it. It's not like a gap.
Exactly.
You get me? So you do your thing. I'm proud of. You get me?
It's like me. I want to learn, innit? I want to learn to better myself, and I do want to do certain things in life. So whether it's a man I can see doing something that I want to do, if I respect that man and rate that man there, it's not a begging friend thing. Just from my heart, it's enough, man. Like you just said, maybe you look at me. I used to look at Robert Ranks, like you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Whether it's Village or whoever.
Bro, this is the same with Jam
people. I've learned from bad people.
I rate man. Who love this thing. I rate them. There's man who are not big.
And I'm not trying to hype. You see the guys that are successful in this thing are the guys that will tell you, yeah man, when I was growing up,
but the humble man.
This man, like you know what I mean? I try and hint some of the younger guys coming up and some of the new DJs, or maybe the last 10 years or 15 years, and they're lucky enough maybe to say probably to have the internet to help them, and maybe they might fast track their DJ collection and you know what I mean, the way they've got themselves put out. You know what I mean? They got the fast track, which is cool, and I would never have nothing bad to say about it, but the difference is, man, foundation, you know what I mean? I learned to respect my foundation.
Man, you have to.
And it's important, bro, you know what I mean? It's important because,
you have to.
You know, just the way I feel, you know what I mean? I achieved a lot from others.
Let me ask you now, I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
What's happened to Quincy?
What's happened?
What's happened to Quincy? Like, we're definitely going to get you back. When we get you back, we're going to talk about the artists.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Napa.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about so much. Like, we literally going to. But I want to know, when I say what happened to Quincy, Quincy dominated at a stage.
Yeah.
Now, I know in life there's a natural progression where you're hot, then you lukewarm, and someone else gets hot. Like, that's the natural progression. But you disappeared. And I felt that your disappearance was something that you needed to do or something you wanted to do at the time. So, if you don't mind, what happened?
Well, what year did you notice that?
I think a little bit after you said, alright, so boom, you say Choice, you was on Choice for 5 years, you went on about 08, so from about 2014, I noticed a little bit of a pullback from Quincy.
Well, I think in a way, ever since that, I kind of realised that I wanted to be a DJ and maybe that, you know, chose the path of saying that this is my life, you know, forever, you know, probably about, you know, after the Silent Whisper team coming as DJ Quincy, you know, like, because I know this game is very competitive and in anything in it, you've got to try and come different in it. That's the way I kind of see things. So every year, some people might not notice it, some do. Like, I'm one of those people who kind of either do something first or just do a total different approach to something where people at first might think, wow, why is he doing that? And then a couple months they're like, okay. So it's a thing where every year I would kind of try and, you know, find something to, what's the word I'm looking for? To reinvent myself, You see, reinvent myself. So I think maybe when you noticed it, maybe 2014, I might not have saw it as much as other people, but I did very much feel it inside in the sense where, you know what, you're doing so much, like I've done, like every year I'm trying to do something, you know, you're carrying this brand, you're carrying yourself forever and ever and ever, and like I've done it as a youth. So I don't know if it's a thing where maybe I got a bit tired, maybe got a bit tired. You know what I'm saying? I got a bit tired, and obviously I'm a dad as well at the same time. I'm a dad, and doing music and being popular from a certain age as well, you miss out on a lot as well. That's another thing as well. Like you miss out on a lot. Like even in my 20s, I never really started living my life to a certain extent. Probably to, I could say maybe when I was 30 then, maybe like Napa and Choice. That's when
enjoying it a bit more.
Enjoying it more, and
like maybe grind.
Grind. You know what I mean? Even then it's grind. Up to this day, it's very much grind. So you miss out on a lot, and then sometimes your own family and friends can kind of put you in a box sometimes where you know what, boy, we're gonna go on holiday or we're gonna go.
But he ain't gonna come.
Yeah, he's not gonna come. I'm not even gonna invite him. You're not gonna come anyway. Yeah, I get that.
A few years, like, alright, cool. But after a while, you're ringing your like family. Why are you ringing me, man? Oh, bro, I bet you. Alright, ask me.
Give me the opportunity to say.
I wanna come. I wanna come. You feeling lost out? So now people always think, wow, Quincy.
I've been there.
Man, Quincy, you're busy. You're on bare stuff. These time, man's in their yard. You know the whole world, but you're not really part of nothing. And sometimes I felt like that. Trust me, I very much feel like, up to this day, sometimes you feel like that. But then,
I rate that.
You know what I mean? So so it was one of those things. So I don't know, behind closed doors, I kind of just didn't ease back, but I probably did. The energy definitely dropped a bit. You know. It dropped a bit.
I think you might get to a stage where as you say, you reinvent yourself. So you've gone, and every year you can level up. And when you get to Choice, and you've got the biggest non-funky event in Napa, and you got fucking dubs galore. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. I feel like maybe, how do I level up from here? Sometimes you find yourself in a position where leveling up. It's possible because it's always possible, but I can't see the way. I can't see it. So, fuck. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the impression that I got. You get me? Because I'm like, bro, it's unfair because you didn't leave Choice. Choice changed.
That's it.
So I'm doing my thing in it. I'm on this journey.
I want to add that to this. When I came off for Choice, I was happy because in the sense where I didn't lose my show before. I left Choice when Choice came to an end. I always said it to people, like me, a few others, Daddy Ernie was there at the time, Natalie, good few of us, when we left Choice, we left when it came to an end. You know what I mean? It wasn't. But man, it definitely, it was like, it tore me in half to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But, at the time, I got through it, man. Like at first you feel like, raw. I felt lost a little bit because, like I said, every week I would go there. I would always feel very much excited about my show. My passion would always stay the same. Like I'll treat it like it was my first time going in Choice. You know what I mean? But what it took away from me, up to this day, what I think it took away from me, and not even just me. I think it took something away from the people. I'm not saying I'm the people's champion, but there's very few people who are very much passionate about music, black music, to a certain extent where they would go on radio and carry it with their life. Like I would carry the club scene, DJ, bossing artists and roll. But when I go on radio, there's something I take very much serious in the sense where it's bringing in all the new artists. I want to play all the new artists' songs. I want to bring in the next DJs if I can, let them come and get a feel of how it sounds to be on radio. You know what I mean? Because when I was coming up, I didn't really get that opportunity to go on legal radio to do a mix or whatever. So, you know what I mean? I would say that they took that away from man, and that it gave us a pass to a certain extent, a little pass to say, look, alright, I can get in that building. Like I can get in that building. I'm from Choice. I can get in that building. I can bring in Stylo G. I can bring in Stylo G, man. This is Stylo, and you know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? Took that away from man, and the sense of, like I said, that every week feeling to say, look, man, I've been doing pirate radio since '96. I'm passionate. Like, just give me my time, just you know what I mean? Like, my time to do that. You know what I mean? That feeling. So that went, man. So I didn't let it get me down, man. Like first I was there thinking for time, what should I do? I went back there a few times. They even invited me back, a couple of extra. They invited me back one day. They made me do a demo for them in the studio. They got the pictures in the video somewhere. But then they never called me back since then. They never called me back. but it changed. A lot of things changed.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
So what changed it's like it's very corporate around there, and it's not just a black and white thing. You know what I mean? But I will add this still because some people they don't know that they don't know how to add things up. Sometimes they sometimes say, "Oh, white people are stupid," or "White people are nothing." What it is, white people, for not even of their own fault, but when they don't know something and understand it, they're very quick to stray from it. Their first thing is they don't. Sometimes they won't even ask about it. It upsets you a little bit, but then you think that's just the way of dealing with things.
They feel what they don't understand.
So sometimes they're just like, you know, all right then, cool. We've got EZ. We know that he plays house music, and we love that. You know, dance music. We can see it's just crazy. We love it. It's cool. All right, Quincy. Okay, he does that dance with him, doesn't he? It's okay. So it's all right. But you know what? Just we'll stick with EZ. You know, we'll stick with EZ.
When they start
getting on 5 times a week.
You
know what I mean? We give Quincy maybe 2 hours on a Sunday.
Or 2 to 4.
Because you know
on a Friday.
Because when the Capital Extra took over, they drove for Craig David. They drove for some mad things.
People left.
At first, don't get me wrong. At first, it was very much strained from things, but look now.
Yeah, of course.
They've
had to come back.
Their playlist is what I used to always say to them. Like, look, they get gigs in the playlist. You know,
they've had to
play this Style G song. You know, but you see more time. The reason why I probably lasted for 5 years there because I was just on my toes and very smart in the sense where I don't want to piss Steve off. I don't want to piss Gary off.
You play the game
in the office. You know what I mean? I'll say 2 words to them. If it's not sounding like anything, no problem. You know what I mean? I'll just always go in, say hello, make sure that everything's alright with my show and just keep it moving because they just wasn't really understanding. But then now look at the station now. I feel
full circle.
They should have Quincy on there. I should be on there very much right now. You know what I mean? And even when I left at the time, I was probably the youngest DJ on there. But you know, different people come in. You know what I mean? So they probably don't even know who the hell Quincy is. They don't know my history.
You know what we're gonna do, We're gonna leave it here.
Yeah, of course.
This is part 1. This is officially part 1. Because you've got a lot of history.
We ain't got nothing.
We ain't done nothing. But what I want to do, honestly, I want to give you your flowers.
Respect. Respect.
Big man thing. You set a trend for the young man there. You know what I'm saying? And you're back.
Yeah, man.
You can do the job. You're a bad selector. You've got a reputation. For some people think you're arrogant. Some people think you're bossy. Some people think I've heard all of it. But I tell you what, let me tell you my experience of you. Because I said when I met him, he had time for me. He didn't know me, bro. He had time for me.
That's facts. I never know who the hell was. I never know who the hell Cosmic was. What I know is that I like this man and I want this man to come with me.
So what I've heard is not what I understand. So I'm gonna talk from my opinion. You're a bad selector.
I appreciate it.
You're a proper brother. You know what I'm saying? I got enough time for you.
I appreciate that.
And I want the world to really understand what you got. Because and I feel like there are definitely things that we need to talk about on the next one because your life isn't been normal. So certain things that you gone through or certain things you might say or certain way you might act would be part and parcel of you're like a child star. When you look at fucking Macaulay Culkin, when you look at Michael Jackson, when you look at fucking what's her name, Britney Spears, and you look at young stars. Young stars have a hard time because their life ain't normal.
Definitely.
And as you said, you didn't have your 20s, bro. So you probably missed out on fatherhood. You probably fucked up a lot of relationships.
Of course.
You've probably done all sorts of stuff. So I want to get into that, but that's part 2. But what I definitely want to say is up to this day, I fucking got mad ratings.
I appreciate that.
You're up Yassa. You get me?
And to hear that in 2021,
bro, you're up Yassa. I don't forget.
Listen, to hear that now.
But the reason why I DM'd you is because I watched one of your lives back, I watched it and I was just watching it. I just thought, let me just see. I don't know. I just went on the page. Let me just see what it said. Just sat there and watched it, you know. Hey, started drawing some dubs. I said, nah. I know you tried to get him before, but I'm DMing him today. Quincy, we need you on the podcast.
I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna say one more thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has a season. Everyone. But I'm gonna say something to you, yeah. Just because you're not popping right now, and your live numbers ain't banging, and you're not getting booked as much, don't change nothing. You're a fucking G. You're a G. You're a fucking G. You get what I'm saying? Big man, I don't care. He's a fucking G. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Like
that's one of my things anyway. See, like you just said, man. Like I've learned. Trust me. Like I hate even going back to the years, but you know it's been years. And there's things you learn over years and see, and that's one of the things where I do change a few things, but the whole attitude and the hunger inside me will never go. It will never change. And what I've learned is that no matter what Quincy, like, trust me, there's times, like I said, you want to give up. There's times where you don't know what's going on, like, what can I do, what should I do, whatever. But I just go by God, man. I'm very spiritual, and for some reason, God just always brings it back to me.
Bring it right back.
Like, you could be quiet, like you said, the season might be now, but believe me, they will see my face again. God always makes that problem.
Come back. Alright, cool, listen. We're gonna end it here. This is officially part 1. This is deck 1, deck 2's first 2-part.
We ain't told anyone else that there's a okay, we still will get you back on. But we ain't said 100%.
I'm gonna say something. I'm even gonna put it out. We've got the next month lined up. Then I'm going to Ghana for a couple of weeks. And then when I come back from Ghana, that's gonna be early April. That's your shit. That's your set. When I come back from Ghana, the first week,
my birthday month as well.
the first week in April. That's when we get you back. That's part 2. Part few. Alright, love. Let's lock it off. Love.
Big up.
Yeah, man.